over some shit.
To try to take a dig at me.
Yeah.
You're trying to take a dig at me by people getting up in live, centering themselves when the topic is something else is a problem. When you have beef with Bluntman, this is not beef to say, hold on. Hold on. This woman shouldn't be in this box. She literally just was calling people slurs a couple weeks ago. And I say that in that fucking live 2 weeks ago. I give a time frame. I tell you that it was 2 weeks ago. I tell you that Trina was actively doing stuff 2 weeks prior. In your live yesterday that I fucking said to you 3 years ago, I was fucking perfectly exact. And I never heard this clip before.
Because I never played it, because they wouldn't let me before. They said I would be canceling a black man, and they tried to weaponize that shit against me.
Correct. Saying you was threatening to deplatform them and you threatening. No, I'm saying that I'm going to send the receipts. And the one and only thing that Bananas has ever fucking said that was truthful, which I remember this, Banana was in the comments saying, no, that's not fair. That's the only way that someone can get their point across. If you're not going to let them speak, she has no choice but to post a video. Because Bananas was modding for Dontrell at the time. And even though me and Bananas had our issues and we didn't fucking like Banana was saying like, no, y'all, that's not fair. If y'all not going to let Wawa speak, her saying that she's going to post the videos, how else is she supposed to get the proof if y'all not going to let her show it?
Not just Banana, Sean gets in the live. Sean gets in the live and says something too.
I wish I would have known that yesterday.
No, Sean goes into that live too and says, y'all can't do that. This is not fair to Wawa. And then that's when Solid says, it's not Wawa. And they go to you. Say that they were trying to use me as bait. That's what that shit gets wild. And at the same time, Chrissy is over in Ebbs, and we don't know until Cabria comes over.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy how like all of this happened exactly as I fucking said it did. You asked for October to come in the box. No one was attacking you. No one bum rushed you. There was no hollering and screaming. There was no forceful apology. There was none of that.
Crazy how every time y'all call me messy or say I'm problematic, it's always because I'm correcting live and always because I'm protecting black people. That's it. That's all. It just happens to be black people you don't like. And I just love how y'all act like that's a problem. If you don't want to correct the anti-blackness and it's conditional for you, then live in that truth. But don't try and attack me because it's not conditional for me, because you're never going to see me calling somebody to say an N-word on live. Show me a video of me doing that shit. Show me a video of that.
Now, whoever pray tell call somebody a saying hard ER. That's weird. Wow.
I'm just sick of these motherfuckers. Sick of the lying and crying. Like, just say you don't like me. It's okay. I don't give a fuck. But just say that. Don't make up weird ass excuses.
Exactly.
Don't say you don't like me because I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Because I don't.
And he said that. It sounded like defense to me. If you are fucking stupid enough as a so-called black advocate to think that it is defending a problematic black person to not allow them to be called slurs, you're crazy. You are fucking crazy. Because these are the excuses that white people use. Like, I don't understand why the fuck we even have to have this conversation. This is who y'all be listening to. These are the lives y'all be going
for the movement.
Right. I'm trying to figure that out, because isn't that the excuse that white people use when they do something to black people? They want to make it seem like, well, it was a thug. I was scared for my life. I thought they were one of the bad ones.
Yep.
Sean, I saw you just came in here. If you could please come up to the panel. I know Wawa and Queen and Observant just wanted to have a conversation with you. We're just trying to get some understanding because of how the conversation went yesterday. Also, thank you guys. Just wanted to have a conversation with you. We're just trying to get some understanding because of how the conversation went yesterday. Also, thank you guys for tapping and supporting. I appreciate the 100K, but mainly this is about Queen and Wawa's voice being heard, and I appreciate you guys for supporting them.
Thank you, Joy.
Just wanted to have a conversation with you. we're just trying to get some understanding because of how the conversation went yesterday. Also, thank you guys for tapping and supporting. I appreciate the 100K, but mainly this is about Queen and Wawa's voice being heard, and I appreciate you guys for supporting them.
Thank you, Joy. And yay for the
Of course.
100K. And thank y'all for the gifts.
I don't know if Sean was
Observant and
Did
Breon.
Sean
Right.
was Sean here for the clip being played?
I'm not sure.
No,
She was not.
She just got here.
Okay. Because the clip from 2023 was played twice today so far. And it seems like the only person with a faulty memory is Solid.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the clip is lying.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was absolutely exactly as I said it was.
Prince is so annoying.
Friends.
Comments.
Baby, he finna get in his live and holler.
They've been going back and forth in the comments the whole life.
I didn't even notice. He gonna find a way to add in a little sprinkle of mess, honey.
Every single time.
Really quickly, I just wanted to make an observation as outsider looking in. The same way that Solid says, "Oh, I don't want you guys, Wawa and Queen, to be around Tyler Bluntman," is the same thing that he did in Bonnie's live yesterday, and was like, "Oh, we don't trust Wawa and Queen. Basically, stay away from them." So this is a pattern of behavior to me, and it was just really weird in both lives, like the recording and Vonnie's actual live, because I watched it and then I watched Super Solid's live late at night, and when Queen just tore a new asshole, but that's a different topic. Queen, I'm about to block you for that one. But
wait,
yeah,
I didn't hear. I got a call. What happened?
When you tore that man a new asshole at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I was there. So what I'm saying is, I mean, all hail the Queen. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is there's a pattern of behavior that it keeps repeating. And for somebody to say, "Oh, well, I'm working on it. When are you working on it?" Because now, I mean, we got a clip from 2023 and it's 2025. When is the work going to be working? Like, when are we going to see some productivity with that work? When are we going to, I'm going to go back on mute.
No, but
It's on the.
I was just gonna say, Misha, when I directly asked Solid what his issue was with me, what was it? That I'm around Queen. Again, that is controlling. You do not. I have autonomy. I am fucking free. I'm as free as a black woman as I can be. Trying to control where I can move and cannot move is weird to me. And I will not take that control from my husband that I'm married or from some random person on the fucking internet.
Agree. You know, people want the veneer of being activists and being supportive of the community up until it's time for them to be held accountable. And then it's a lot of hemming and hawing, and that's not the way that. Strange how a person can say that they're pro-black and they support black voices, and they strange how a person can say that they're pro-black and they support black voices and they support black women and will continue to infantilize femme presenting people like that. That to me is that it's performative activism to me, and I don't know. It's irritating as fuck to watch.
But because they got this cult following that's enabling that behavior. There's people that are turning a blind eye to certain shit because they like the person. And it doesn't matter. When we see it on this app all the time, that people will do certain things just because they don't like somebody or just because they do like somebody. Just like you don't have to lie or put 10 on somebody just because you don't like them if there's already evidence that they're this type of person. You don't have to put 10 on it.
Right.
Like,
well, and
even to that point, like Wawa and Queen have not even really been in no shit. Like Wawa does her book lives. So, you know, to Wawa's point the other day, or yesterday, like you say that I'm always in messy lives, but I rarely be going into Bowls live. Like Wawa be with me in Cascade, chilling in the morning, like a lot of times. Queen will come in there too. Like, yeah, they be talking shit to YT people, rightfully so. What am I supposed to care about that for? But when it comes to like messiness, ain't every single on the docket right now? Like, I'm sorry, everybody is. Like, are
Mm.
y'all on the docket got cases against you? Like, help me understand.
To begin with, I had a Phoenix moment. That's what happened. We had a Phoenix moment, sis. We thought these motherfuckers were. We thought these motherfuckers were. We thought these motherfuckers were. The ones that created Google Docs accusing this black man of being a domestic abuser when you had the wrong Tyler because you didn't know how to do a Google motherfucking search. Couldn't that go?
Well,
y'all were the motherfucking ones letting your white friends and your non-black friends call me gorillas and all that shit. Y'all were. I don't talk about that shit. I know who you are and I see who you are. And now you done fell out. Y'all done called Hibba a doxer, even though when we said it was happening to us, y'all was saying we was liars. All y'all ever do is choose non-black people over black women that you don't like, and you will always be fake and phony for that. And I will always call it. And if you don't like it, stay the fuck away from me. Stay the fuck away from
I'm
me.
gonna
And
step to the podium.
Pikachu, because I'm Alphabet Pikachu, wherever the fuck you're going by now, weird ass bitch. You threatened me specifically behind what I said to Athena because I didn't give a fuck about the fucking tears when they were coming at Queen. You specifically said that keep saying this about Athena and there will be consequences. Bitch, I got those fucking screenshots and I'm not scared of you. I'm sick of y'all acting like a bitch ain't from the hood because I am. And what?
And when I say cases,
gonna-
I mean TikTok cases. I don't mean no cases in TikTok cases. I don't mean no cases in real life. So don't be trying to say Misha said they got cases on them. That's not what I mean. I mean on the docket on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me make
And I'm
sure
gonna
I
step to the
clarify that.
podium and say this, Misha.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
go
step
ahead.
to the podium and say y'all not gonna like it, but I'm gonna say this very clearly. I'd rather have a conversation with a black man who's a piece of shit in the language that he uses than to sit back and knowingly call out live after call out live of your friends being called out for actual harm that they did to people. So if we're pieces of shit for having conversation with someone that you deem to be problematic for the black community, what does that make you when your homeboys are sitting around being accused of SA, SH, and the like? What does that make you? Because we're going to pretend like these are the first conversations that they've had, or what? Because it's not. It's not at all. Where was you? Where was you at when your homeboy was called to the forefront for watching prawn on the motherfucking lives while he was talking to people? Where was you at? Where was you at when multiple people said that Jones was inappropriate with them and they felt uncomfortable? Where was you at when people were saying that he grifted that money and stole it? Where was you at when they was trying to say his wife was crazy when she said that he lied and that he called the police on himself and that he was never fucking swatted? Where was you at? Where was you at when he was showing pictures of his fucking children on the goddamn live showing these supposed alleged abuse scars? You thought that was acceptable? You thought that it was acceptable for him to weaponize his fucking children and show pictures of them that where he claimed that they've been abused by their mother? You thought that it was acceptable when he was saying that she was crazy, don't believe her, report her fucking lies and attacking her mental health and saying that she was using and that she was inebriated after he got up there and gave that fake fucking apology and was pretending to nod out? Where the fuck was y'all at? Or y'all missed that part, or y'all was only focused on the fact that we was letting Tyler Blutman in alive? You missed it.
While they're
You was
debating
too busy looking at Tyler Blutman that you couldn't see the motherfuckers that you got in bed with, because I know that you motherfuckers started being friends with them after these fucking call out lives happened. That's when you motherfuckers start doing all this crowdfunding and all of that bus brigade and all that bullshit. So was you too motherfucking busy trying to tell people who they can fucking debate and have up in their fucking lives that you missed that your own fucking homeboys is actually out here with punishable fucking real life offenses hanging over their heads?
Now, Queen, if you remember from yesterday's conversation, I think it was Wawa, or it might have been you, one of you brought up the analogy that if they can make judgments about you two based off of who you platform and who you have conversations with, then that same logic can be applied to them and the way that they were in spaces with Mr. Jones. And as soon as somebody said it, both Solid and Sean came off the mute and said, "But they're the Solid's not really friends with them. He didn't really like."
Yeah,
Exactly.
because I would
Hang
like
out
somebody to
with
They was
tell
over
me.
them.
here.
Yes,
They
because I
was
would
over
like
here
somebody
trying
to
to
tell
distance
me.
themselves from
Yes.
it. That's what
It
people
was.
always
And I want
do.
somebody, what is the difference between Tyler Blum and Hogboss? Somebody fast, tell me. They both ch-
Oh
they
shit.
both biracial. They both be calling women CUNTs. They both use anti-black rhetoric. They both be calling bitches hoes and cunts and bitches and everything else. What's the difference? Oh, I know what's the difference. One of them had money and the other one didn't. Because y'all didn't think of this crowdfunding shit when Tyler Bluntman was out here popping his motherfucking gums could made y'all some fucking money too. So I meant what the fuck I said. How much is it going to hold your fucking friends accountable? Because that's what it is. That's the shift. That's where you motherfuckers become the least person that was likely to get into a fucking box because you niggas can't fucking debate. Because I remember when you was begging to be fucking let up on a white women's panel at that. Don't think I
Oh,
fucking forgot when nobody knew who the fuck y'all was. It was the money. It was the money. Because that is the only fucking difference between Hogboss and Tyler Bluntman. That's the only fucking difference between half of you motherfuckers and Tyler Bluntman. Because all y'all motherfucking mouths are slick when it comes to black women. So what the fuck is the difference? Nothing except for the fucking money. Because that motherfucker was greedy and he wasn't sharing. And that was y'all's fucking problem.
And I hate to say it, Queen, you're absolutely right. When you was talking about the Republicans and the conservative side, they wanted to call out several of them, and everybody was like, "No, we ain't about to do that. This, that, and the third." You know what I mean? And
Yep.
when LJ and those people, so I mean, I could say sometimes LJ could be a little problematic in the TikTok
But he wasn't
universe,
wrong.
but right,
He wasn't wrong.
and yeah,
And you don't want people to have conversations with people, but I've always said that and I will continue to say it. I would rather have a conversation with the most problematic fucking black person to ever exist than to ever fucking have a conversation with even the most saintliest white person because we don't need them. I don't need to talk to Becky. I need to talk to my brothers and sisters. Period. And if you don't have the capacity to talk about it, that's fine. If you don't have the capacity to deal with problematic black people, that's fine. But I choose that part of my advocacy because there have been a lot of conversations that have changed. There have been a lot of breakthrough with people that y'all deem to be problematic.
They just don't like that we
But I
can
don't have
have
to
them.
broadcast it. Right. I don't have to
Exactly.
fucking broadcast it because I'm not here for y'all's fucking clout. You can call me messy, you can call me whatever the fuck you want to. But I don't have to tell you every single conversation that
yeah.
I've had with a black person that you deem to be fucking problematic, and their
That's
purview has changed on the things that they've
that's
said.
exactly what happened with the Vicky situation too.
Period.
and let's
Hmm.
talk about bold space.
Period.
And let's
Hmm.
talk about bold space, messy, but like I said, everybody else is in the mess in every other place, and nobody says nothing. Listen, if you don't like a creator's live, at least bold be like, "This is a messy space. Y'all do whatever y'all want. Y'all hash it
I
out.
just
Y'all
want to know,
set it
Misha, what
free."
you was doing in the box with Queen Bull and Tyler Bluntman. The two, they both, the two both anti-black.
Mm.
Hello, what you was doing up there? Shall we
Mm.
show it? Bull on the top, Tyler. Bull on the top, Tyler. Hello, hello. Is this thing on? Because what was you doing? You don't want. Hello, hello. Is this thing on? Because what was you doing? You don't. I don't want y'all around
Stop bringing the dates.
here. But who live was it on? Was it on Bold's live?
No, it was on.
Hello, hello. Is this thing on? Because what was you doing? You don't. I don't.
Bringing the dates.
But who live was it on? Was it on Bold's live?
No, it was on. That was Liz.
If bold lives so messy and everybody in there is messy, then why is some of your same mutuals that y'all talking about are a part of the quote unquote movement? Why were they in there?
Mm.
It's
In
just the double.
the box.
It's the double standard you want, sis.
Liv used to come through and be on Bull's
Because Liv didn't do
panel.
that shit. Remember,
Yeah.
remember when they start to cancel Liv? We're the ones that are saying y'all are crying.
Mm.
We're the ones saying, what is y'all doing? That man can do what he wants to do. If you don't like it, leave. That's my philosophy. If I don't like a place, I fucking leave. Fuck y'all. Y'all feel like y'all need to talk to these people. I'm not talking to somebody that
Right, but people are missing the fucking point. We shouldn't be having to tear down a fucking system that we did not build. So if there are black people who choose to advocate in different ways, y'all always talking about labor this and labor that. Well, what about the black people who don't want to labor themselves because they tired?
freedom.
What about it, right? But people are missing the fucking point. We shouldn't be having to tear down a fucking system that we did not build. So if there are black people who choose to advocate in different ways, y'all always talking about labor this and labor that. Well, what about the black people who don't want to labor themselves because they tired?
Freedom.
What about black people who take breaks every so and again, right? But people are missing the fucking point. We shouldn't be having to tear down a fucking system that we did not build. So if there are black people who choose to advocate in different ways, y'all always talking about labor this and labor that. Well, what about the black people who don't want to labor themselves because they tired?
Freedom.
What about black people who take breaks every so and again? I don't have to fucking be out here every fucking day to appease you. Because as soon as people get on this app and say what they've done, y'all want to see receipts. Y'all are like, well, what are you doing in real life? We're not ways. Y'all always talking about labor this and labor that. Well, what about the black people who don't want to labor themselves because they tired?
Freedom.
What about black people who take breaks every so and again? I don't have to fucking be out here every fucking day to appease you. Because as soon as people get on this app and say what they've done, y'all want to see receipts. Y'all are like, well, what are you doing in real life? We're not talking about what you just do on the lives, but y'all dote on y'all fucking lives because when people like me or Wawa or anybody on this panel are not seen doing what you want us to do, don't want to labor themselves because they tired.
Freedom.
What about black people who take breaks every so and again? I don't have to fucking be out here every fucking day to appease you. Because as soon as people get on this app and say what they've done, y'all want me to say, but it ain't gonna change a goddamn thing. Because
Money.
clearly the education that we give out ain't fucking working because it's been 3 years later and you still acting the fucking fool. So what is it really doing? Because the conversation
Part about it was Bonnie's live didn't start off as any of this shit. It was a recap of Jones.
correct.
That's how it started. And so if any, you know,
Oh, but they really don't want to hear how I won't say it.
I don't at this point say it because I was like,
That's what I'm saying. I think everything should be aired out now.
I don't want to sound like Miss Corn. I won't say it.
I don't at this point say it because I was like,
That's what I'm saying. I think everything should be aired out now.
I don't want to sound like Miss Carmen, but at the end of the day, I will say that 2, 3 now black men that I can name that you guys have deemed as problematic. I won't say it.
I don't at this point say it because I was like,
That's what I'm saying. I think everything should be aired out now.
I don't want to sound like Miss Carmen, but at the end of the day, I will say that 2, 3 now black men that I can name that you guys have deemed as problematic. Aside from my friends, have been the only black men to say something. But the black men who are always in these lives doing the advocacy, doing the pro-black, 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 are the only ones that have ever hollered and screamed at me because Lumberjack, Tyler Bluntman, and Tony, Tap Dance and Tony have never screamed at me. They've never called me any names. They've never called been the only black men to say something, but the black men who are always in these lives doing the advocacy, doing the pro-black, 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 are the only ones that have ever hollered and screamed at me because Lumberjack, Tyler Bluntman, and Tony, Tap Dance and Tony have never screamed at me. They've never called me any names. They've never called me a bitch. They've never told me to shut up. They've never called me aggressive. They never called me reactive abusers.
Yeah.
Not once. Not one time, whether I disagreed, whether I was loud, whether I Lumberjack, Tyler Bluntman, and Tony, Tap Dance and Tony have never screamed at me. They've never called me any names. They've never called me a bitch. They've never told me to shut up. They've never called me aggressive. They never called me reactive abusers.
Yeah.
Not once. Not one time, whether I disagreed, whether I was loud, whether I said what the fuck I said, whether I speak the way that I fucking speak, they've never had that energy with me.
Yeah.
But for some reason, all of these black advocates are the only ones that have ever argued with me or called me names or started a fucking campaign to tell people they don't fuck with me.
They've been the most anti every single time.
And I disagreed, whether I was loud, whether I said what the fuck I said, whether I speak the way that I fucking speak, they've never had that energy with me.
Yeah.
But for some reason, all of these black advocates are the only ones that have ever argued with me or called me names or started a fucking campaign to tell people they don't fuck with me.
They've been the most anti every single time.
And I hate that I have to say that. Yes.
is he gonna call you an idiot? Absolutely.
More than that.
Absolutely.
More than that. But
Exactly.
yes.
He might even use the R slur, which don't agree with. But is he gonna gaslight you if you're making an argument that makes sense? No. That's not what's gonna happen. And if somebody says something, is he gonna actually want to listen to it? Yes. Absolutely.
More than that. But
Exactly.
yes.
He might even use the R slur, which don't agree with. But Is he gonna gaslight you if you're making an argument that makes sense? No. That's not what's gonna happen. And if somebody says something, is he gonna actually want to listen to it? Yes. Even know.
Correct.
Because y'all silenced that lady. Y'all did that.
Yep.
Because of your friends.
Even or we just shared a fucking server with her, and as a mod, she said, "This person, Playboy, is harassing me. Can any mods block them out of this server?" We asked what was going on. They told us, and I just so happened to have been in Jones's live when he was doing that unboxing. And I knew that Phoenix was telling the truth because I heard it for my fucking self. And when I saw that Banana was heading the brigade against fucking Phoenix, I did not like that because I do not give a fuck about how y'all feel about indigenous people. They are not black. And I wouldn't tolerate a black person putting her picture up, calling her a gremlin and attacking her fucking features either, but I damn sure don't fucking tolerate it by somebody who's not even a part of our community.
Back, and are you black? Because it's funny because I still talk to Mimi. The funny thing is, right, half the people that was back then talk to us now. This is what always happens too.
They realize that we telling the truth.
When they canceled Hibba, what happened?
Yep.
The
They
same
come
shit.
back and they start asking.
Exactly. Oh, no, what you gonna? I'm sick of that. I'm sick of having to take the brunt of your bullshit and y'all spreading lies on me in order for y'all to find out later and then come over here. I'm not taking that come back no more.
Yep.
Stay right over there with your dumb ass.
No matter how you like.
Way that you describe your experiences is you can't the people, men, the black men that are in the crosshairs in the last couple months, the black men that are in the crosshairs in the last couple months and recently you've called it. It's been 100%
I won't say
accurate.
no name, but the very first conversation we first had, you said, "Please, not this person. Don't tell."
The black men that are in the crosshairs in the last couple months and recently you've called it. It's been 100%
I won't say
accurate.
no name, but the very first conversation we first had, you said, "Please, not this person. Don't tell me."
Mm-hmm.
And all I said was they didn't do anything yet, but watch how they move because you got to watch these motherfuckers whose mods is majorly not black.
The black men that are in the crosshairs in the last couple months and recently you've called it. It's been 100%
I won't say
accurate.
no name, but the very first conversation we first had, you said, "Please, not this person. Don't tell me."
Mm-hmm.
And all I said was they didn't do anything yet, but watch how they move because you got to watch these motherfuckers whose mods is majorly not black. And then what happened 2 weeks later? They end up fucking live saying this space is dangerous for black people. We canceling you.
Mm-hmm. Like clockwork. Like fucking
Yeah.
clockwork.
And now you on the docket saying you knew this or you didn't know that or you was friends with this person. You knew this person was scripted. You knew this person was a mods is majorly not black. And then what happened 2 weeks later? They end up fucking live saying this space is dangerous for black people. We canceling you.
Mm-hmm. Like clockwork. Like fucking
Yeah.
clockwork.
And now you on the docket saying you knew this or you didn't know that or you was friends with this person. You knew this person was scripted. You knew this person was an assaulter. You knew this person was harmful. You didn't do nothing. You didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
You got to watch who the fuck they favor. And I do not trust Solid. And I will continue to say I don't trust Solid because throughout this entire fucking conversation, you only wanted to highlight Banana as the person who had been harmed. I pay attention to who you motherfuckers cape for. I pay attention to who y'all favor. You do not fuck with black women. All right, I move around, baby. I'm not for you. You will never protect me. I knew you wasn't protecting nobody when you called that shit fucking drama. I don't trust black men who think that black women standing up for themselves is drama. It's dramatic. Because isn't that what they say about us in real life when they pull their motherfucking pew-pews out on us or they do stuff to us because we got too loud and they felt like we was going to do something to them. They felt like we was being aggressive.
I'll also add that the motherfuckers that were in Solid's chat that cared more about whether or not you called Banana white than anti-blackness, you're also red flags. This is exactly the conversation that we have with Mimi when the banana shit happens. This is when he tries to get into that BIPOC conversation. I say, look at the chat. We've been talking about how this person has been anti-black, running black people off the app and everything. And all y'all give a fuck about is whether or not one person called this person white. That's all y'all care about? Y'all don't give a fuck about anti-blackness at all? And your niggas? How you don't care about yourself? How you give a fuck more about somebody else's issues than you do about the shit that's gonna get you unalived? But I'm the bad person for saying it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Anti-blackness is the most accepted form of bigotry. Most accepted, even by niggas themselves.
Anti-hero.
Yes, and then remember when they hosted that live where they were trying to convince Indigo that colorism worked reversed? And it was a bunch of niggas that usually be arguing for dark skinned people, and they were trying to say that she was engaging in colorism as a dark skinned black woman, that somebody was not black and benefited from white privilege because they could assimilate. And then they tried to run back to Indigo and tell Indigo that I was talking shit about Indigo because I unfollowed them because they were making reverse colorism arguments. I didn't care at the time. Remember, me and Indigo had beef because I didn't like the way she talked about biracial kids, and I had to work through that and have that conversation with her. So when she comes, the same way I always am. If you want to have a direct conversation with me, I will have a conversation. And she says, "Oh, I heard you was talking shit." And I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" And I got in her box and we had a conversation. And I said, "Are you talking about when I saw you in that live and they were trying to convince you that reverse colorism was for light-skinned people, like colorism worked for light-skinned people?" "Oh, yes, I did have an issue. I had an issue with them people for saying that to you, and I unfollowed them." And that was that. But they were mad.
Yeah, I think, and it's also too like, I think people forget. Man, I guess it really sucks to stay in your little corner of TikTok because you don't want your friends to fucking see you. But not me, bitch. I'm a fucking free agent. But I remember I was having a spanking debate with conservative Lens and Snacks and all of them, and Hog Boss was in there. Hog Boss was one of them. Y'all forgot? Y'all forgot Hog Boss wasn't black and he was one of them?
But that's what he used to have those racist
He,
laughs.
he used like I'm so confused about his background because I swear people tell me that he's black and
He was on the Queen Bull tip. I'm Boss was in there. Hog Boss was one of them. Y'all forgot? Y'all forgot Hog Boss wasn't black and he was one of them?
But that's what he used to have those racist
he,
laughs.
he used like I'm so confused about his background because I swear people tell me that he's black and other people don't tell me that he's not.
He said it. He was on the Queen Bull tip. I'm not black. I'm this, I'm that, right? And he was one of them because him and Conservative Lynn, that's why I called her lip and slice carrier. She'll never fucking forget that. I guess that shit was triggering a trauma. I don't know. But it's because I'm not black. I'm this, I'm that, right? And he was one of them because him and Conservative Lynn, that's why I called her lip and slice carrier. She'll never fucking forget that. I guess that shit was triggering a trauma. I don't know. But it's because she remember sis she dropped out of the box and she said, "When I come back, I got something for you, bitch." Over a spanking debate. We was on some redheaded lady's live. Called her lip and slice carrier. She'll never fucking forget that. I guess that shit was triggering a trauma. I don't know. But it's because she remember sis she dropped out of the box and she said, "When I come back, I got something for you, bitch." Over a spanking debate. We was on some redheaded lady's live. Some little chubby redhead lady.
That's too far back.
And he was there hollering with but it's because she remember sis she dropped out of the box and she said, "When I come back, I got something for you, bitch." Over a spanking debate. We was on some redheaded lady's live. Some little chubby redhead lady.
That's too far back.
People who used to be over there with him is telling me yes. People like Belinda and Dale and QB is like, "Nah, nigga, you was on our side." And I was like, "Yeah, I knew it wasn't crazy. Y'all took him in anyway." But Tyler Blutman could never though, right? Y'all make everything about him as if he's the catalyst of fucking anti-blackness. That's what throws me. I'm sorry, Observer. Go ahead.
Remember, isn't that why? I'm sorry, and I hate to even say this and go all the way back, but isn't that bold? Isn't that why what's his name ain't Shaman no more? Over letting Hogball Gus up. Isn't that the joke? Because they slipped and fell and let Hogball yes, slipped and fell. And that was back when Hog Boss's name is Hog the Coon. That's his name.
Correct.
Okay. I'm looking at a live right now that literally says from October
Yep.
6, 2023.
It's crazy. Nigga wasn't selfish and he was sharing the wealth. Y'all would have forgave Tyler Blutman too, but he kept all his little motherfucking coins to his goddamn self. He crowdfunded for number one. And none of you motherfuckers was getting a piece of it. But that's what you wanted, right? Right, Dontrell? That's what you wanted because that's why you let him sit up on your live and talk all that motherfucking transphobic shit to Pikachu. You think I forgot? We in the box. Motherfucking debate about property rights.
Whether they own the house
Correct.
and foraging in the
Yeah. If the man cut down the tree and built the cabin, do the
and
cabin belong to him? Exactly. What
yes,
happened? Remember?
I don't actually think I'm in the box. I think I'm in the comments, but yes,
No,
I'm.
you're in the box because Pikachu keeps asking you legal questions. We're silent. We're not engaging in the debate except for moments where it's like for clarification. But we are absolutely there because somebody they originally come in. Remember to
Oh, it's
tell
us there
Dontrell
first.
to yes because they
He
originally
comes
come
in.
into the
Yep, you're
box to
right.
tell Dontrell to get rid of him. Oh,
He says, "I'm gonna do what I want,"
I'm gonna do what I want.
and you
And then
should.
Pikachu decides to say, okay, fine. And they go back and forth. They start engaging in a debate that they had previously because it's like, oh, you ran from me. You were scared of me. And so they was like, all right, let's do it. Yeah, but they came up to tell you the same thing that Solid was saying, like, oh, don't platform Tyler Bundy. But Dontrell, you said no. And you let Pikachu get it up.
Mm-mm.
But where was y'all motherfuckers at when Hogboss had Pikachu house in the background?
Oh, I didn't even know how boss. I didn't know that. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, because they claimed that they doxed MOD. Where was you at? Where was y'all at?
Oh, because they did, didn't they? They had a Discord where they was searching that lady up.
I guess it don't matter because Hogboss was y'all friend, but where was y'all at when they put that trans woman house in the background?
Mm.
They was. That's what happened with JD, ain't it?
Correct.
They try to blame that shit on JD, and then he ran all.
That's how we learned she wasn't a lawyer, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's how.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to dox that lady, and it also bring validity to the shit that we said. Y'all are the motherfuckers that be doxed, and the ones that be crying and lying the most.
I'm just saying though, like even if they was wrong for that, towards MOD, that doesn't change the fact that y'all got into business with Hogboss and consider him to be a friend, but y'all forgot all of the things that he did to the people that's in the lives taping for Solid. All right.
All I gotta say, Queen, is you have a memory of steel. Do you hear me?
And do.
It's wild.
And do, honey, because that's the thing you don't want to talk about. Don't talk to me about no shit because I'm gonna remember.
She's the steel trap a TikTok, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. She's the
Thank
only
you.
one.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm going back on mute.
But I'm saying, like, it was before some people, but when I'm speaking, I'm mainly speaking about some people, but when I'm speaking, I'm mainly speaking about Dontrell. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was before some people, but when I'm speaking, I'm mainly speaking about Dontrell, Solid, those people, because I know that they predate these issues. I know that the call out of the sexual comments about the BBL towards some people, but when I'm speaking, I'm mainly speaking about Dontrell, Solid, those people, because I know that they predate these issues. I know that the call out of the sexual comments about the BBL towards the young woman is prior to a lot of people being supportive
She know who she talking to.
of the sexual comments about the BBL. And let anybody tell you good job. And let anybody tell you good job.
That was the crazy part. I don't want y'all around him. I need y'all to be very clear about this. My safety is the most important to me, and I am the only person that's going to be able to protect myself the way that I need to be protected.
And let anybody tell you good job.
That was the crazy part. I don't want y'all around him. I I need y'all to be very clear about this. My safety is the most important to me, and I am the only person that's going to be able to protect myself the way that I need to be protected. You don't see me in these lives screaming at y'all about protecting me as a black woman, screaming at y'all about protecting me as a black woman. None of that. You don't see me doing none of that. None of that. Because I know how to handle myself. I'll go toe to toe with a man. I go toe to toe with a woman. I don't give a fuck. I got me. Y'all know how it is. Sometimes because sometimes them racists be racist and that's too much for y'all. Joy be like, I don't care. I don't care what you say.
One of those things where it's not about your protection, though, it's about their comfortability, because I'm a firm believer where, like, even if I care about you a lot and I tell you it even in real life, like, either you gonna learn, and even if it's like, damn, like, this person doesn't have to go through this if they just listen to me, I still have to allow that person to make their own fucking decisions. We do it even in real life, like, either you gonna learn, and even if it's like, damn, like, this person doesn't have to go through this if they just listen to me, I still have to allow that person to make their own fucking decisions, because sometimes people are either not ready to hear it or they simply really just don't agree with what you're saying. But the difference is that they're not coming saying, hey, Wawa, just so you know, do it even in real life, like, either you gonna learn. And even if it's like, damn, like, this person doesn't have to go through this if they just listen to me, I still have to allow that person to make their own fucking decisions, because sometimes people are either not ready to hear it or they simply really just don't agree with what you're saying. But the difference is that they're not coming saying, hey, Wawa, just so you know, this person has done this, so girl, be careful. They're saying, I'm not coming to your space no more if you let this person in again.
And then get mad when you say, okay, then don't.
Because sometimes people are either not ready to hear it or they simply really just don't agree with what you're saying. But the difference is that they're not coming saying, hey, Wawa, just so you know, this person has done this, so girl, be careful. They're saying, I'm not coming to your space no more if you let this person in again.
And then get mad when you say, okay, then don't come.
Okay, have a good day.
And then you become a horrible person because I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. If I would have done that, I would have looked as stupid as y'all look, running around calling that man a domestic abuser when he was the wrong Tyler.
They're saying, I'm not coming to your space no more if you let this person in again.
And then get mad when you say, okay, then don't come.
Okay, have a good day.
And then
documentation, because the motherfucking article said he was in jail as we spoke.
Exactly.
So how can it be him? How can he be the one? Sale yelling and hollering, call the motherfucking prison then. Stop telling me. If you think this, I call the motherfucking prison and tell. Stop telling me what you think I should be doing or try to cancel him. He could have been canceled if he. Y'all didn't even read the fucking article and didn't give a fuck that y'all lied on him because y'all don't like him.
But that's
what you want me to do.
That's my problem.
Don't tell me.
No, but that's my problem. I like the truth, even if it hurts. And motherfuckers don't care about the truth when it's people they don't like. And that's weird to me. Y'all don't want to know the truth. Y'all don't want the real tea. Y'all want these stories. The real tea is juicier than the stories. I'll tell you that. The real tea is juicier than the stories. The stories they telling you and the shit y'all see on the real tea be in them discords, be in them group chats, be in them who's calling who. That's where the real tea be at. And that's exactly why some motherfuckers are still so loyal to each other, because y'all being held hostage by your friends.
That's also,
You can't even correct your motherfucking friends.
I wish y'all would try to hold me hostage. Hello.
but that's also why they tried to decide to disparage you and Queen in that conversation last night, because he knows that you guys have a vault full of fucking lore. Like he knows that you can peel back his wig if the opportunity ever presented itself. So he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that people think that you are anti-black, that you hang out with problematic people, that you are not quote unquote trustworthy. It's bullshit like that that keeps these narratives going. But
Is that the same Playboy?
Is it SM Playboy?
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh, I just I was gonna
Sorry,
say
continue observing. I just didn't want to miss it.
No, it's okay. No worries. I think I'm.
If you still think I'm problematic, I don't care if you don't like me, but if you know that something is not true, I would rather people say nothing on my behalf than to orchestrate a lie against me and say that they heard or saw something when you know you didn't, just so you can cake for your favorite creator.
Correct.
If you know that your favorite creator is in the wrong, you can still say they're in the wrong, whether you like me or not. So all of the people that was supporting me in the comments in solids and supporting me in the comments now, you don't have to fucking mutual me. You don't have to be my friend. But if you agree that I'm telling the truth, that's all that needs to be said and we can move on. But I think a lot of people mistake that for friendship, and you're more concerned about what your fucking mutuals are going to think about you. You're more concerned being called to a Discord or called into a motherfucking live, and I'm with Wawa on that. If you feel like your friends is going to hold you accountable, or they're going to drag you, or they holding you hostage, are they your friends? Because why are you scared of them? Why are you friends with people that you feel like you got to be scared of? Because if somebody sees me called to a Discord or called into a motherfucking live, and I'm with Wawa on that, if you feel like your friends is going to hold you accountable, or they're going to drag you, or they holding you hostage, are they your friends? Because why are you scared of them? Why are you friends with people that you feel like you got to be scared of? Because if somebody sees me saying, you know what, this person's not wrong. If y'all go around, I don't fuck with Hog Boss big ass. But if y'all go around and say that he did something that he didn't do, especially on the grounds of predatory behavior, essay, and things like that, and I know that he didn't do it, I know it's not true, I know y'all making it up, I don't give a fuck about nobody being like, look at Queen, she was caping for Hog Boss, if that's the way you want to see it. Because it's okay when other people say it, when you feel like it's coming from someone that you trust, fuck with Hog Boss big ass. But if y'all go around and say that he did something that he didn't do, especially on the grounds of predatory behavior, essay, and things like that, and I know that he didn't do it, I know it's not true, I know y'all making it up, I don't give a fuck about nobody being like, look at Queen, she was caping for Hog Boss, if that's the way you want to see it. Because it's okay when other people say it, when you feel like it's coming from someone that you trust, or you're coming from someone that is easily digestible. Because when someone gets in the live and says, hey, you should not have used this particular background because although these men are problematic, I don't give a fuck about nobody being like, look at Queen, she was caping for Hog Boss, if that's the way you want to see it. Because it's okay when other people say it, when you feel like it's coming from someone that you trust, or you're coming from someone that is still call them problematic and still say that they do not deserve to have more put on them than what the fuck they did. That's easy. It's the
Mhm.
same thing that happened with Tyler Bluntman. He's a piece of shit. He's anti-black. He does not know how to talk to certain people. He is not a good person. But y'all not finna implicate him and say that he did no child pornography when he didn't.
Mhm.
It was that simple. And y'all could have left it at that, but y'all didn't. Because you needed somebody to get on the fucking bandwagon with you. Because you needed to feel validated, and people validated you even though they didn't know what the fuck was going on, because they also want to be heard. So some people come up out them comments and make their way to the boxes by offering mutualship just so that y'all can commiserate about the same people. Y'all ain't even fucking friends for real. Y'all just don't like the same people. But then when y'all do something wrong, I guess who was right?
Mm.
But y'all sat in that lie. Y'all heard what I heard. Y'all was in that motherfucking tub bus line. Y'all heard them allegations being put on that green-eyed monster, and y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all went over to Hog Boss's live and y'all watched them men rub his fucking back and say that everything was going to be okay. But I thought it was believe everybody. Because even if that person no longer wanted to talk about it, you didn't hear what I heard. I believed her.
I did too.
I believed
'Cause
her.
that was
First, I
fine.
believed her.
And I believe that was her friend too. I
Correct.
believed her. I believed
Correct.
everything she had to say. Because why would you
Every
lie about
fucking
that?
thing. Why? And y'all still supported. And y'all still support the men that supported him.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all watched it. So when is it that we notice that people who are victims of something handle the trauma differently than others? And y'all literally sat there and victim blame by saying, I mean, what she said, she didn't say it. She took it back. And Jones said it's not true. Come on now. Y'all heard what the fuck I heard. Y'all heard the Umbrella Brigade fighting and had this position that they were in where they could not,
Assalamualaikum.
uh, excuse me.
No. Who just did that?
I let them up. I was gonna gift them and drop them, but it's okay.
No,
No, they just Carl talking.
No, we
They
didn't
don't be
invite them back
having
up.
no.
I'm so
I'm
sorry. I didn't know
sorry.
you invited them up.
We
I
didn't
can invite them
know.
No,
again.
I saw them in the comments. I
Yeah.
knew that's what they were coming up for.
It just
Sorry.
like
I
the
just heard
demand,
an
the over talking.
exclamation and I reacted. I'm sorry, I didn't know that that's what we were doing, but I'll
It's
stop
okay.
ranting. Black
No, you're
Swan,
good.
if you wanted to say something.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're good. You're
Excuse
good.
me.
They got dropped so
That's
No,
fast. I was
no, Queen,
laughing.
because Joy know when they come up on the panel, they just start talking. They
I
don't
know,
be
but I
caring.
muted them right away so Queen could finish. I was
yeah,
just gonna
for
gift them in
Lord.
silence.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like, I I don't know what does it take. And I'm sorry, like I'm still fucked up about that. And I don't even know them. I didn't know any of the players in that situation except for Jones and Dontrell and Hogboss. But I feel like, where is the line? Because I'm gonna be honest, there should have been no Gaza fundraiser. You heard what she said. There should have been no more fundraisers with this man. Because we all was in that motherfucking live and we heard Tubbs say, you told me that he did this to you. And even if she recanted her fucking story, we know that that is absolutely indicative of victims. You would recant your story too if that nigga was looking you in your motherfucking face telling you that you better. That's how I took it. Am I the only motherfucking person that saw that?
Well, in the same breath, they're now saying you can't even say any. You know what? I'm gonna just be fucking quiet. In the same breath, they're saying you can't even say any of that because you don't know what was going on. And
All I know is I don't believe that Tub made it up.
I don't
I do
believe
not
that Tub
believe.
made it up either.
I don't believe that. And even if we thought that, why would you want to take that risk? That's all I'm saying. Why would we want to take that risk? See, y'all worried about the wrong thing. Y'all worried about somebody saying anti-Black things on a live instead of listening to someone saying that something happened to them in real life, in real person, but you don't have enough proof. There should have been no fundraiser. There should have been no motherfucking consorting with this man. There should have been no camaraderie. There should have been no fucking friends.
We knew Tub didn't make
I
it
don't
up.
believe so either, Jace. I believed it.
The day that
And
it
there would
happened,
have
we
been
believed
nothing.
it.
Yes, and it would have been nothing in the fucking world that could have got you, could have got me to motherfucking support that man. Because just the implication alone would have had me sit back and say, you know what, maybe I need to see a little bit more. Maybe I need to watch and observe a little bit more. May not, directly involve myself. I may not say anything to anybody, but there would have
We
been
believed
nothing.
it.
Yes, and it would have been nothing in the fucking world that could have got you, could have got me to motherfucking support that man. Because just the implication alone would have had me sit back and say, you know what, maybe I need to see a little bit more. Maybe I need to watch and observe a little bit more. May not, directly involve myself. I may not say anything to anybody, but let me just observe and go ahead and peek from a fucking distance. But y'all worried about somebody being called a bitch. Y'all worried about somebody being called anti-Black names on a fucking phone. But y'all not worried when somebody says that they was harmed in real physical fucking life.
Even when they're correcting or trying to call Tubbs out, they're not.
Let me just observe and go ahead and peek.
Even when they're correcting or trying to call Tubbs out, they're not saying that it didn't happen. They're saying you can't talk about it. It's their trauma. I'm like, wait. So if
Correct.
that's the
And it
case,
is, and that part is fair. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to talk about it in detail to know that that should have been enough for people to leave him alone. So for the people who are screaming who to be platformed, for the people who are screaming about who is racist and anti-Black and who is harmful and whose rhetoric is disparaging, we are misunderstanding each other when it comes to I'd rather be called a bitch. I'd rather be called a bitch than for somebody to encroach upon my motherfucking bodily autonomy. And I'd rather be called a motherfucking bitch over my phone than to be sitting on a motherfucking live with somebody who stripped somebody of their fucking autonomy in real life. Maybe we different.
means that I don't trust your judgment.
Correct. Hello.
This is my problem. I don't trust your judgment. What the fuck is that?
So Miss T every day pulled this out from her
We're
archive.
so quick observing. I'm so glad you put it up.
Wait,
No.
what is this?
Miss T every day. I found his post in her archive
Oh
way
my
back
God.
when about Black men
Who do we have
protecting
here?
women.
Who is there? I see Jones. Who is this?
I see Itchy, Jones, Liv. I don't know anybody
I see
else.
Lib, Itchy, Joe. Yeah, me too.
Ernesto's
Who
on
there?
here.
Is that Marquez?
That's all.
I
What he
think
doing?
so.
Is that Hogboss too? That's
You're
Hogboss.
too small to be Hogboss.
That is Hogboss. No,
That's
Oh, with the
Hogboss
Harley
is
hat.
Queen.
Yeah, with the
That's-
Harley hat. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Who's the other dude with the glasses and the beard? Above Hogboss.
I don't know, but is one of those supposed to be Marquez? Who made this? It's what is this?
Girl, who is this? Yeah, that's the guy with the bucket hat on.
That's Marquez.
Wait, who's
That can't be Marquez. Wait a minute.
That is Marquez.
Wait and say thank you for protecting. Okay,
Marquez, we need you to confirm identity. Where are you?
both of these faces need to be X'd out, honey, because who lied?
Oh my
mm,
God.
Who made this?
From 11/12/2024. What the fuck?
It say thank you, brothers, for protecting women. Okay, all right. Okay, the joke is over. Go ahead, Black Swan. The joke is
Man, y'all might as well have thrown Bold up in there because since y'all want to put all the niggas on it.
Well, Joy ain't gonna let you. Well, Bo ain't gonna let you call no black woman no bitch. So.
Exactly.
This is hilarious. Thank you, Miss T. Thank you for this.
And Queen's recollection is 100% on. So anything other than is not truthful.
But even this is the thing for me. Even if that did took place, right, the way that it was stated from him, like that still had no bearing on what happened.
And Queen's recollection is 100% on. So anything other than is not truthful.
But even this is the thing for me. Even if that did took place, right, the way that it was stated from him, like that still had no bearing on what happened yesterday. You know what I mean? Like I was in the live for a little bit, and I think there was all this stuff that was coming out with I don't know if I can say names up here, but
You sure can.
okay, bearing on what happened yesterday. You know what I mean? Like I was in the live for a little bit, and I think there was all this stuff that was coming out with I don't know if I can say names up here, but
You sure can.
okay, with Black Historian, all like my jaw dropped. I had to go to my son's concert last night and had to leave the live, but my jaw dropped when I found out about all that because I'm like, damn, this is another element to this whole situation with Jones, and he's a symptom of a much bigger issue. The
You sure can.
okay, with Black Historian, all like my jaw dropped. I had to go to my son's concert last night and had to leave the live, but my jaw dropped when I found out about all that because I'm like, damn, this is another element to this whole situation with Jones, and he's a symptom of a much bigger issue. The fact that mod in a space or somebody could have a spot on a panel full of, you know, toxic, like that shit was wild to me. And I think that was a discussion that had to be had. I'll be quick, Music, because I know you want to talk. That had to be had, right? And that was not for any man or mass presenting person to jump into. That was a conversation amongst women that I think women need to have. And I understand wanting to stand for your friends and things like that. But when your friend is wrong, if you really love them, you tell them that they're wrong. And what I saw yesterday, this the same thing that had prompted me to talk about what happened to Sheikah and Erica and Geek on Mercedes Live. It's the misogynoir that we keep seeing every single day. And I'm not going to hold you. Every single Black man that has said, I'm here to protect Black women, is perpetuating misogynoir more often they like to admit. Way more often than they like to admit. And it's a problem. Even when we're talking about the things that a Black woman has done, if it's problematic, she's going to catch 10 times the amount of heat as a white woman would, right? That shit, it sends me. It sent me when you were labeled a reactive abuser. The way I flew up to that panel, because you're not about to do that. You don't get to do that. Nothing that you said yesterday was off base, Queen. And I love Solid, I do. But I'm not going to sit by and you said hold me accountable, right? This is what I'm doing. I'm holding you accountable. I understand that you want to save your friends. I get that, right? But this is not how you go about it. Some of these men that want to come in and save the day are not realizing that those actions are harmful as well. Because why is it that you don't think that your friends have the autonomy to make decisions for themselves and have a conversation with the people that they need to have a conversation with? The best way that you can help someone who is going through something is to ask them, what do you need from me? It's misogynistic for you to think that you are going to enter a space and think that you know better than what they need. You don't know better than what they need. And that's where the harm was caused. And that's what was fucked up about last night. That shit really had me pissed off. I love Solid, but that shit, it did fuck me up a little bit. And then also when I was up there, right? Like you were Queen. you didn't have to even, you should not have even had to explain yourself. You shouldn't have. You should not have had to explain. Even what I'm listening today, y'all shouldn't have to explain yourselves because nothing that you did or said was wrong yesterday. Nothing. And all of us get involved in mess. Who's really the one? I could say that my lives are educational, right? I could still say that, yes, we get a little messy up there sometimes. Like it's intertwined, right? But I think in that moment, the plot was lost. And then you have your friends telling you, the ones that you think that you're standing up for, telling you, hey, back off. And you don't back off. That is an issue. That is you perpetuating a level of harm. And you have to understand that. And you got to eat that. Even like I understand that moment, the plot was lost. And then you have your friends telling you, the ones that you think that you're standing up for, telling you, hey, back off. And you don't back off. That is an issue. That is you perpetuating a level of harm. And you have to understand that. And you got to eat that. Even like I understand, Sean, 100%, because you love your friend and you want to